Dear students, last time we studied about the speciation, that is the genetic basis of evolution. In the same series, today we see the types of speciation. Now, the species, just I have explained you, that is having the similar characteristics. Now, the process of splitting a genetically homogeneous population. Listen very carefully. The process of splitting a genetically homogeneous population. Homogeneous means same population, genetically same population, into two or more populations. Splitting. Actually, here the similar group is splitting, means divided, that undergo genetic differentiation and eventual reproductive isolation is called speciation. Now, when we see in the classification, phylum, class, order, genus is same, but when we come to the species, just I explain you that we are Homo sapiens, Homo erectus, Homo dash. So Homo is having the similar character, but species is having the slightly different characters. Like that, the process of splitting of genetically homogeneous population into two or more populations that undergo genetic variations or differentiation. So we know that we Homo sapiens, we human beings are more powerful or intelligent than Homo erectus, that the past Homo species of the human being. Their structure is changed, slightly intelligence is changed, but genetically homogeneous, like that. So eventual reproductive isolation is called speciation. So very easy. Now what are these three? The first one is the phyletic speciation. See, phyletic speciation. In this type of speciation, species A is transformed into species B over a long period of time by slow and steady change or change. This is called transformation of species in time. This occurs due to, again the example is human being here. So earlier our ancestors were the species A and now we are B. So over a long period of time, slow and steady changes are occur. So this is called as transformation of species in time. What are these occurs due to? Why it is happened? Listen, three changes are there. Adaptations to the shifting environment. So as per environment, increasing specialization for a particular environment, then improved adaptations in a constant environment. In phyletic speciation, evolving species present a line of succession in which one species is replaced by other. So the here we conclude that the human being is the best example for this. So earlier the human beings were in the forest area. Now we are in the urban land. So many changes are there over a long and slow steady changes are occur. And due to this occur due to environment. So these are the phyletic speciation. And that species, earlier species, for example, Homo erectus, now was replaced by Homo sapiens, our human being, our. So second one is quantum speciation. According to the Simpson, the quantum evolution represents accelerated pace of phyletic gradualism. It involves the accumulation of small genetic changes in relatively rapid succession. So here the changes are taking fast. In these types of speciation, the chromosomal rearrangement produces a reproductive isolation resulting in speciation, and these evolutionary events occur suddenly and intermittently. So it is may occur due to the chromosomal aberrations. So due to the in the, just in a simple talk I will explain you, due to the changes in the chromosome structure, whatever the changes we see in the upcoming uh, animals or progenies, that is called as quantum speciation. Then gradual speciation. So it is a micro evolutionary event resulting from the gradual accumulation of many minute gene differences over a long period of time under the influence of natural selection. So it is very slowly process occur under the influence of nature, that is the natural selection. So here the gene differences come. So whenever we talk about the gene differences, that means changes in the phenotypic characters of any animal. This is the basically geographic or allopathic speciation. This is also called as allopathic speciation. It was first proposed by Maurice Cogner in 1868. So here the geographic separation of the population by geographic factors such as mountains, rivers, lakes that act as a barrier to gene flow among the individuals of different population. So here so in this way, this is the micro evolutionary event. So they can't migrate only due to same individual, due to changes in the genes very slowly. So these geographically isolated population undergo independent evolution by accumulating different gene mutations, and these continue to diverge and produce two or more distinct species. So this is the gradual speciation, means slowly the changes are occur. So this is very important types of speciation. And now we see the variation. Changes. Variation means change. So variation is the primary and most fundamental factor for the process of evolution. So naturally, when variation is there, that means there is a evolution. So the variation can be defined as the differences in the characteristics shown by the organism belonging to the same natural population or the species. See, one species is formed and that the species show variation, that means there is a evolution. So types of variation. Now here the variations germinal and somatic, determinate and indeterminate, and discontinuous and continuous variations are there. Let's see one by one. Germinal and somatic. So germinal means it begins with the germs, means gametes. So the germinal variation arises in the germ cells of the organism. They are either due to the recombination of gene, forming a new combination of gene, or due to the mutation, and germinal variations are heritable. So naturally, we can see the change in the germ cells. In short, you keep in mind, they are handed over from generation to generation by heredity. So it is going on heredity from parent to offspring, then again offspring to their offspring. So they are intrinsic inside. Now somatic and acquired variation, they are extrinsic. So where they occur, they are not heritable. Only certain individuals are having, they remain respect to that individual. They affect the body of the organism and are acquired in the lifetime of the individual. Somatic variation happen due to the influence of the environmental factors such as food, temperature, climate. So these are the external change. Then, so this variation part is so simple. So just you have to read by heart. Now the second one, that is the determinate and indeterminate. So determinate variations are definite direction or with a definite pattern. Means what certain direction is there. Occurrence of overgrown antler in Irish deers or tusk of Jefferson mammoths are good examples of this determinate variation. So they are only one direction. So here examples are given. Then indeterminate occur without any definite pattern in different directions. They are known as indeterminate. These variations provide raw material for Darwin's natural selection. So any structural change can occur. So by the way, any structural change they term as a evolution. And whether they go hereditary, it is permanent, it is not, if not, remain as it is. So that is indeterminate variation. Third one, discontinuous or continuous. Discontinuous, there are certain characteristics with a population which show a limited form of variation. So variation in this case produces individuals showing clear-cut differences with no indeterminates between them, such as blood group in humans, wing length of Drosophila, coat color in rabbit, style length in primos, and sex in animals and plants. So these are discontinuous variation. Then uh, keep in mind only certain characteristics within the population which show limited variations. That is the discontinuous. Continuous variation, many characteristics show a complete gradation from one extreme to the other without any break. Example, continuous variation is shown most clearly by characteristics such as mass, linear dimension, shape and color of organs. That is kernel color of in wheat and organism, that is skin color in humans. So they are continuous variations. Characteristics showing continuous variation are produced by the combined effect of many genes and environmental factors. So individually each of these genes has little effect on the phenotype, but their combined effect is significant. So this is the continuous variation. So sources of variation. Sources of variation is first one, that is a reproduction. So just first point what we see, germinal and somatic variation. So this is start from the reproduction. So any changes in the chromosome or gene at the time of fetus formation, so that variation is occur, that's why it is called as during the reproduction. So replication of DNA is not so nearly perfect, and there is a little possibility of variation occur in genotype of a sexually reproducing organism. Okay. Second one, mutation. Mutation means the changes in the nucleotide sequence on the gene. Suppose that is chromosomal mutation, point mutation we had seen earlier. So that because of mutation, certain changes are occur, and that mutation now continuously going on. That is the variation. Induced mutations occur due to X-ray, then human caused mutations are there. So this process is continuously going on. So mutation is effective for the variation. These are the only two changes, and because of that variation is occur during the evolutionary process. Now causes. Causes of acquired variation. Acquired means we take. So the acquired variations in an organism are caused due to the external influence in its lifetime. The influence of abundance or scarcity of food, which determines the stature of the animal, the influence of heat, cold, omnipresent enemies, or absence of unreasonable conditions are causes of this variation. So these variations occur due to the external factors. So naturally, if there is no food, so we change our food habits. We avoid that food. We try new food. So this is the variations occur. Now causes of germinal variation. So germinal variations are so simple. These variations are important for evolution since they are inherited. Yes. So they are very important and they are inherited because directly it is involved in the genes. This cause and causes of variation are fundamental importance of evolution, right? So every organism has inherent tendency to vary. Okay, no two organisms have same shape structure. Then amphimixis is also principal cause of variation. Amphimixis means the mixing of various genes at the time of reproduction during the fertilization process. Actual observation shows that variation also occur in those cases where the parent is one, as in protozoa, and offsprings are produced by the division of mother cell. That is endomixis. We had studied this in the first year. Again, there is a mixing of gene. Then variations also occur in higher animals due to parthenogenesis, in which the ova, without intervention of spermatozoa, develop into the animal. Means there is no union of genes from the sperm. The ova itself is developed into a animal. For example, bees, lice, etc. Then mutation also cause a modification in the germinal constitution, right? So, because of mutation, the mutation decide what germinal constitutions are there in the genes. Then external influence such as X-ray also cause the modification in the germplasm. So, we conclude that so many factors, gene, external factors are involved in the changes in the structure of the organism. So it is very easy. You have to read for 4 or 5 times, then you will better understand. Thank you.